My friends, how you doing? So if you're new here, and just to quickly put your mind at rest, I've been a real estate agent since the mid-90s, so you're in very safe hands. For those of you out there who are looking to buy your first home, I know it can be an absolute minefield as you try and navigate the housing market. So in this video, I'll be giving you 4 tips with step-by-step guidance on buying your first home in the UK. And hopefully these tips work for you if you're in other parts of the world as well. Now, I firmly believe that as agents, we have a duty of care to not just our sellers, but buyers too. In my opinion, any decent agent, no matter where they are in the world, should want to build lifelong relationships and be someone who can be trusted. I'd hope one day, God forbid, I'm not here and my son is out there buying a house, that he too receives honest advice, someone advising him professionally and who has his best interests at heart. So stick around, as I'm sure that some of this advice is going to cause some controversy, but hopefully it'll help you out. So whether it's your first property purchase or you've bought before, make notes, steal the info, pass it off as your own, and use it to impress your partner or friends as you go out and buy with confidence and peace of mind, no matter the market conditions. Let's go. So step 1, finding your budget. The first thing you need to do is seek an appointment with an independent mortgage advisor and ensure that they're regulated. Make sure also that you ask them about the fees they charge so you can compare. Now, banks make money from lending money. So irrespective of the Bank of England's base rates increasing, some of the big boys out there are releasing currently some really decent deals to the market, and these are constantly changing. Your borrowing power now will probably be lower than what it was only a year ago, but house prices have come down in some areas and the overbidding craziness has all but stopped. So to an extent, it should balance out. But as I've spoken about before, trying to time the market is a recipe for disaster, and buying a house should not be looked at as an investment, especially in the short term. It's your home. Now, if you're worried about prices dropping, then quite simply don't buy right now. Keep saving that deposit until you're comfortable and ready. House prices historically have increased over time, but no one, and I mean no one, knows for sure what they're going to do. So make sure to ask the broker how many lenders they have access to. Just like your car insurance, make sure you're paying the lowest amount of money possible to whatever bank is offering you the most attractive deal. For guidance, they should be telling you they have access to at least 100 or more lenders. A panel of 20, walk away. You probably won't be getting the best deal. Now, a note on this, it amazes me how many times I raise the topic of finance with buyers to be met with, yes, we have a mortgage agreement in place. We've spoken to our bank to see how much we can borrow. Now, guys, I'm sorry, but your bank offers you the one rate they have. You're not special, you're a statistic. No matter if you bank with them for 10 minutes or 10 decades, if you're a mechanic or if you're a doctor, you all get offered the same rate that certain lender has at the time. Now, we all want the best deal, so find a broker you feel you can trust and go from there. Speaking recently to a client who works in London for one of the UK's largest banks, she confirmed that currently the vast majority of the mortgages they're processing are via brokers now, not actually through their own branches. Amazingly, they give exclusive rates, a lot of the time to brokers to bring business in rather than they don't actually offer to their own customers in-house. So don't get ripped off. Brokers get paid like estate agents on completion. Banks, on the other hand, mostly get their money the second you sign on the dotted line, so you'll be left sorting everything yourself if there's a problem, and trust me, there normally is. Your broker, however, will diligently sort any issues for you and keep you updated. Now, once you've been shown the deals available to you, ask them to also calculate payments based on interest rates going up, so you know a projected scenario come remortgage time. Now, this will help put things in perspective and help you understand the danger of maxing out your budget now. A good advisor will look at your deposit and may suggest saving a little more in the hope it will give you access to better deals down the line. And yes, I know, your friend at work got an amazing rate and it's all gone up now. But he's currently waiting his deal to come to an end and will be eBaying everything soon, including his pants, in 6 months' time, to find ways to make up the difference, as his current payments probably go to double what they are now. Now, rates, in my opinion, at the time of making this video, are currently sensible. I would be fixing it for as long a term as possible to ensure you actually sleep at night. A quick tip on this first step: when you're being given figures by the broker, ensure you can see his screen and it really is the best rate, not just one that slightly beats the rate your bank offered you. Different banks have different lending criteria, and you need to know he isn't just quoting an easier option that means he has more chance of it going through and less work to do so for himself. Transparency is key. Oh, and guys, once again, just to be your dad and drill it into you, The maximum borrowing limit you can afford is not your budget. It's your limit. Buy what you can comfortably afford. Do not max yourself out. This may mean you can't buy right now, like I've said, and need to save more of a deposit, but rightly so. It's a huge financial decision to buy a house and a massively expensive mistake to put right if you get it wrong. Saving that deposit and the time and work it takes to do so will make you appreciate the amount of money you're about to borrow. So on to step 2, registering with estate agents, my favourite part. So the next thing to do is head down to your local estate agents, meet them face to face and register your details in person. Yeah, I know, no one likes estate agents, right? But I promise you they're not all the same. And actually some of us are pretty good at what we do. Now mornings are best as the more senior and experienced people should be in the office. Try and speak to someone if you can who values values properties or manages the branch. Give them a slightly higher budget than what you know you have to allow for a seller who will take an offer, and be open-minded in what you're looking for and the areas. Sadly, you will find throughout these visits you will be met with a huge variation in the interest levels they show, skills and knowledge, but hopefully you should be able to find someone you are comfortable with and feel you can build a relationship with going forward. Now, my advice here on finding decent agents is something that many don't know, and bear with me, this is a little bit complicated. Now, I want you to head over to rightmove.co.uk, and at the top of the homepage, you will see the tabs marked for sale, to rent, house prices, and then a tab marked find agents. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do this online, as whatever area I randomly pick will cause me a potential backlash if I highlight an individual company. So, in the comfort of your own home, click on find agents and type in the area you're looking to buy, or if you're a seller, where you live, as this advice will help those looking to sell too. Rightmove will then show you a list of all the agents in the area you requested, ordered alphabetically. Now scroll down and click on one of your choosing. If you live somewhere in a small village in Norfolk, where I'm from, it will bring up about 4 local agents, take about 3 minutes. However, if you live in London, this will take you about 3 years. So clicking on that agent will then take you to a page about the company. Highlighted, it will say view all properties for sale. Now, once you've clicked on this, in the top left-hand corner, it will say something like 80 results. Now, this is the total number of properties that estate agency currently has under offer and available. Rightmove uses land registry to ensure that properties are removed once people have bought them, so you can be sure that the figures of those being advertised, whether available or sold subject to contract, are on the whole pretty accurate and up to date. Now go to filters on the top right and untick the box marked include under offer and sold STC. This will then leave you with just the ones that are currently for sale. If you then subtract this number from the total you had at the start, this will give you the amount of houses they have under offer, i.e. in the hands of solicitors. Now, for those first-time buyers looking for an agent to take market advice from, if the agent has a total stock of, let's say, 30 and 26 are still available, that means that with houses taking on average 14 weeks to exchange currently and go through, they would be selling roughly once a month, which will equal no money being made, not selling enough to get a true grip on what the market is doing, and a host of other negatives. Using this trick will also help you weed out the good agents as a seller who is telling you that they are selling 20 a month, another leading agent. Make sense? Good. Now, personally, I'll be very wary of selling with or taking advice from an agent selling so few a month. They will not be doing enough volume in terms of sales to have their finger on the pulse as markets change. However, there is a flip side to this for buyers. Now, good staff costs money, and owning and running an estate agency is way more expensive than it was back when I was a spotty junior. Now, this agent may not be a good one to sell through, but for a buyer, the combination of higher than average available properties, maybe a lack of quality staff, and stock that could be good, it's just been poorly photographed and marketed without much care, means there are more chances of deals to be had than the houses, where the agent has great marketing and red-hot negotiators on the phone working no matter the market conditions. Now, the low stock agent sellers are probably fed up, bored, and desperate to get moved. Now, to give you an example of this, last week, I had a client I've sold for buying out of area, so that's out of the area I deal with. I had a lower offer on his house than he ideally wanted, as it needs a lot of work, and the buyers I had put forward their best and final offer and were at the limit of what they were willing to pay. But we hoped if we can get some movement on the price of the property he wanted to buy, then we might be able to make the figures work for everyone. My vendor phoned the agent marketing the house he wanted to buy and told him his situation. They went away. They asked their vendor what the lowest offer was, and the agent amazingly called our vendor back within literally minutes and lazily just flat out told him that the client's lowest figure to get the deal done, and obviously into their figures for that month. And that was that. Great for a buyer, not so good for the poor sellers. Now remember, as a seller, there is nothing wrong also with using your agent to help you negotiate on your onward purchase. That leads us on to step 3, using the portals. So now you know how to find an agent that will help you find your dream home and you have your mortgage sorted out. It's time to start using the property portals properly, and there are 2 big tips I can give you here. But before I give you those, make sure firstly you make an account on the property portals to receive alerts. The second, a property matching your criteria is listed, and to ensure you don't miss out. And also, if you can and you're enjoying this video, tap subscribe and obviously hit that like button. Now back to these 2 tips. So first of all, everyone naturally searches for newly listed. It's human nature to see the latest, but unfortunately, these are the properties that will be receiving the most interest, more than likely the most viewings, and if they're decent, will sell. And dependent on your location in the UK, even in the current property market, you might be in competition with another buyer, meaning a best and final offer type scenario. Now, most properties, when added to the websites for sale, be it Zoopla, Rightmove, or wherever, no matter if they're a £60,000 building plot or a 4.8 million farmhouse, on average get the most interest and receive the best offers in the first 2 weeks. This is until in our world of instant gratification and dopamine fixes, buyers get bored of them, start asking why they haven't sold and what's wrong with them before impatiently waiting for the next new property to be added. But not you. You're smarter than that. And as you know, that good market or bad, and no matter whether houses, crypto or cars, wherever there is herd mentality and everyone is doing it, the demand means you're going to overpay. It's crazy that just like the stock market, people on the whole seem happy to buy through fear of missing out, and when everyone else is doing the same thing, instead of when there are potentially good deals to be had, then shy away. As the famous investor Warren Buffett said, be fearful while others are greedy and greedy while others are fearful. So what you're going to do is push all the search criteria a little further. Price, location, and firstly search by oldest listed. Now don't worry, the alert you set up earlier will automatically email you the new ones being added. Now those oldest listed properties are what we call the low-hanging fruit, i.e. houses we can more easily get onto our own books as estate agents, full of photos that look like Stevie Wonder took them, elapsed sole agency contracts, unhappy vendors open to offers, and deals to be done. If you look closely, there are some real hidden gems here. They also will not be receiving anywhere near the viewing levels they probably should be, meaning limited competition from other buyers and time to negotiate carefully without pressure. Secondly, you're then going to go back and search by newest listed, but bear with me. Search through the ones you like that are sold and under offer. They will have STC on them. Now I know they're under offer, right, so what's the point? But trust me, no one does this. Look through them and make a list of the selling agent's details and find that perfect house. Annoying, isn't it? It's already sold. But wait, those agents you dealt with earlier, you are now going to call them. As agents, we value a lot of property, and for many different reasons, being budgeting for a future move, retirement, probate, and a large amount of sellers, especially those that have not moved out for a long time and are out of touch, try and list their houses the old-fashioned way and try to sell them only when they've found something they want. These days this rarely works for a reason I'll go into another video. But call the agent and ask them about the ones you found that are sold, that dream home. Have they valued anything similar or know of anything coming on soon? Or if it falls through, ask them to let you know immediately. 1 in 3 guys are currently falling through. Worst case, it helps the agent remember you for future valuations they go to. Best case, you get a call back within the first chance of it coming back available or something similar coming up on the market in the horizon. I hope that makes sense. So the easier you can make it for the agent to match a property to you, the more chance you have of them remembering you and making that phone call. Each month, approximately a fifth of the houses I agree a sale on are never added to the property website. This trick will put you ahead of most instead of sheepishly waiting for those property alert emails. Also, view everything. Not sure about it? View it anyway. Build up your own picture into what the market is doing and what your budget gets you. You may even find you can sacrifice on a few things and find you can spend even less to tick most requirement boxes. Win-win. Now, step 4. Understanding house prices is a crucial step in your journey, and I'm here to break down the complexities. Let's steer away from the roller coaster of market predictions and sensational figures and instead focus on the factors that truly matter. Here's a clearer view with some bullet points for you to think about. Now, real estate markets vary geographically, and even within neighbourhoods, each property has its unique story, influencing its marketing price and eventual sale value. Sold subject to contract properties doesn't guarantee the final sale price. The actual sale value may differ from the listed price. Professional agents guide sellers and buyers through this. Estate agents value properties using mathematical models. Buyers, on the other hand, are often driven by emotions and problem-solving needs, creating a disconnect. The value of a property is a blend of opinion, not an absolute figure. There is no definitive right or wrong in property valuation, it's subjective. Mortgages with low rates are causing concern as interest rates may rise. People facing higher mortgage payments could potentially need to sell properties, affecting supply and demand. The property market fluctuates significantly depending on location. Some regions might experience a drop in prices, while others remain relatively stable. Now, while some areas experience price drops, their sales volume remains steady. Other regions struggle due to a lack of adjustments in property prices, and that's usually by the quality of the agents in those areas. Now, amid market volatility, individuals continue to live their lives and make personal choices. Life events such as unexpected losses of life often impact property decisions. Some sellers hold firm on unrealistic prices, a reality even experienced agents encounter. Emotional attachment and financial expectations sometimes blur rational pricing. Media reports often lean towards negative figures and sensationalism. Negative figures don't paint the complete picture. There are positive stories too. It's essential to remember that every individual's situation is unique. House price trends don't apply universally to all our homeowners or buyers. Well-maintained properties in desirable locations remain attractive regardless of market conditions. Quality properties continue to sell, reflecting a solid market foundation. Now, when making an offer, start conservatively and increase in tiny increments. Don't reveal your upper limit right away. Negotiation is part of the process. And one last point to be aware of. Certain estate agents have a business model where they pay the valuer or lister an upfront commission to get properties onto their books for sale, not on the result of finding a buyer and getting the client moved. Meaning, the agent in a lot of cases will list the house at the price the vendor suggests or wants, and not the figure they appraised it at. In fact, sometimes they won't even give a figure, they'll just take the instruction. If it's not your own business and you are an employee trying to pay your own bills each month and feed your family, can you blame them? The valuer will do what is best for his own financial commitments and his paycheck. While I do not agree with this, are you able to tell the difference and spot these properties? Probably not. Something to watch out for, guys, definitely. So in conclusion, understanding prices goes beyond the headlines. The market's intricacies are far from black and white. Now remember, your comfort level matters in offering, and quality properties hold value even in uncertain times. Tune out the noise, focus on your goals, and navigate the market with careful consideration. Now, if you found this breakdown insightful or helpful anyway, please share it and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Your journey to property ownership is unique to you, and I'm here to try and help guide you every step of the way. Trying to condense nearly 3 decades of experience into a 10-minute YouTube video is insanely tough. So if there's anything I haven't covered that you would benefit from, or if you have an individual question, please comment below and I'll do my best to answer it. Have a great week and I'll see you soon. I'm going to go and have a non-alcoholic beer as it's so hot in here, it's absolutely ridiculous. Take care, guys. See you soon.